I got a good one. Dear Allie, what is going on with short-term rentals in Suffolk County? Oh my gosh, I'll be darned if I know. Actually, I'm kidding. I do have a fairly good grasp on what's happening. Been trying to keep up with it. Short-term rentals, STRs right now, but it does keep changing every day. So I'm not going to try to tell you what's happening with every different town with the actual rules and regulations, because they're all different. Every town is different. Even Unincorporated Summit County has its own set of rules. But I think I can give you a little bit of backstory, a little bit of perspective. So back in like 2017, 2018, more people started to be able to short-term rent their properties. Their second homes that they used to use a lot, that used to sit empty, they were able to rent with like Airbnb and VRBO. Those companies, they really changed the landscape, basically, of short-term rentals in property management in Summit County. Made it very easy for anyone to rent their property short-term, and often making a lot more money than they would have doing long-term rentals. So that was sort of the first thing that happened. They could still use their property also, so that was a positive thing. But what it meant was that there were a lot more properties that were sitting vacant for a long time that could now be short-term rented. So that increased the number of people that were in town. It increased also the problems that come along with that. Extra trash, and what do you do with the trash, and extra parking and overcrowding. And the people that were residents here at the time were not as happy about that as they might have been, even though you think, wow, the tourists are what keep us going here. But it definitely got a little bit too much. And so they did put a restriction in place where you had to have a responsible party who was able to respond to any problem within an hour and get to that property. So that was pretty good. It seemed to be helping. But overall, I think people just feel like things are just getting too crowded here, and too many people are in and out that aren't like members of the community, don't seem to really care about it. And that just seems to be increasing at a really, really high rate. So last year in Breckenridge and Summit County, they put a moratorium on the number of short-term rental permits that they were going to give out. They said no more for a while. They've since raised that because they have gone through and put a cap on the number that they'd like to have. The cap they'd like to have in Breckenridge is about 2,200. Right now they're at about 2,600. Yesterday, the county put a moratorium on short-term rental permits for 9 months. So I guess in February 23, we'll see what is happening with that. It seems like so far away. Ultimately, I do feel like the short-term rental situation, it is going to even out, and it is going to be figured out. Right now we're just feeling a little bit of turmoil and trying to make some changes to really preserve the character of Summit County and why we come here and why we like to come here. And we're not the only ones that are feeling this. Other resort areas in Colorado are feeling it. Other resort areas all over the world are having these same kinds of issues. So I will put a link below that you can click on for the current details on the specific towns. But in the meantime, if you have any other questions or just want to chat about it, reach out to me anytime.